Hello everyone, welcome back to another speed build with Frimlin. So I set myself a challenge. What can I build in 20 minutes? Also, I had in mind a request on my profile in the in-game gallery. Basically, somebody noticed that the house I built yesterday, the little bakery cottage, didn't have really enough bedrooms, and so I felt sorry for this person, and I've also thought about doing something like this. Um, so I made a very small starter that's kid focused. It has lots of bedrooms, lots of beds. Basically, try to focus it on people who want to do the 100 baby challenge or something like that, or just want to have a starter that's kid friendly, uh, good to start a new family in, and have lots of babies. So I have made that, and I did what I could in 20 minutes, and then the rest of this speed build is tidying up because I wasn't going to release something that that I just rushed, and if it wasn't complete, I didn't want to say, "Oh, this is what I did in that time, and it's not great. There's issues. Deal with it." No, I thought I'll show you what I did for the 20 minutes, which is what I'm doing right now. This is what you can see, and then after that, I'll tidy it up, and you can see that as well. So small builds don't actually have to be cheap, and some of the small builds I've done have been quite expensive, just because I thought that was quite a cool combination. But this is a cheap starter, and it was intended that way. I wanted it to be a starter home, and so it's using the 20,000 simoleon budget. And I got right up against that yet again. I'm at 18,500, so it's just enough so you can get the cheapest plots in the game and still be able to afford this house. Uh, Often, I've mentioned this before in other videos, but it's often a problem for starter houses that they actually use up all of the 20,000 budget. And people that are doing challenges like the 100 baby challenge, you can't cheat and just get extra money. You've got to think about the money constraints. I mean, also just starting and playing the game from the start. If you just have the starter budget, you can't get past that without cheating. So, I don't like having to force people to cheat. I want the properties to be easy for people to buy and play straight away. I want it to be like click, 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 you're done, and there you are. Anyway, enough about that. So there really wasn't very much I could do in 20 minutes, but it was very important for me to get the garden looking okay first. And I mean, it's not okay at the moment, and I intended to go back and add more to it in that 20 minutes, but I don't think I did because it just took too long inside. Tried again to use wallpapers that I hadn't used before, or shades of wallpaper that I hadn't used before, or different tiles that I hadn't used before. But in the end, I was also thinking about the price of the place. So yeah, like I said, I was trying to aim for lots of bedrooms, and I'm going for a nursery as well. Unfortunately, yesterday with the little bakery cottage, I completely forgot to add lot traits. Even though I'd gone on about it in the video, like, yeah, I've got to remember to add lot traits. I didn't do that, but I know it's easy for a player to add lot traits in, but I like it all being ready. So this one has lot traits, and I added them in well before I did the screenshots of the playtesting. So you could probably guess, but because it's a kid-focused home, it's got the lot traits associated with children learning faster and good schools in the area and stuff like that. Plus, also to help with the 100 baby challenge, we've got the on ley line trait as well, which I imagine people would put in anyway if they were doing that challenge. I don't know if it's. I hope it's. I hope it's not. I mean, I did read over the rules, but I didn't see anything saying it wasn't allowed. Um, but if it is, obviously you just remove it. Bang, you're there. So, because it's a starter, it's very basic inside, and I've used the cheapest furniture. And I am sure people are going to comment about that on in the gallery because they always do. There's always someone, and that's fine. I've got quite tough skin. Well, I like to pretend I do, and I can deal with it. It's fine. Anyway, so this basic layout I've got now is pretty much how it stays, even after the 20 minutes. I mean, I did change quite a bit. It took me longer than 20 minutes to finish it, to be honest. I mean, the the time it took after the 20 minutes to finish it also took 20 minutes plus. So probably in total it was about 40 minutes. Which isn't too bad, but I found it really difficult going through the 20 minutes at the start because I like sitting and considering things for a little while and not actually doing much. It's because I'm looking through different color variations, but I was looking at my timer and it was saying I only had a few minutes left, and I'd already realized I'd spent way too much time on the garden, even though the garden doesn't actually have very much in there at the moment, so it was really tough. And I think I'd do it again because it helped motivate me to get it done, and it sounded fun to do it. Um, and it definitely helped going in there with a theme, because I think if I didn't, then I would have been pausing to think about what activity items I would add, and it's quite hard to get activity items into a starter budget with multiple bedrooms because the activities are quite expensive in the grand scheme of things. So this room here, it stays as a dining room. I know it's very basic. I know the table and the chairs don't look particularly. They're very cheap, but it's got a certain kind of style to it. Anyway, this bedroom to the left corner, it doesn't stay like that. I make it smaller and split it up. Basically, I wanted more rooms. Here I am trying to fix the garden quickly before the 20 minutes finishes. Let me just check where I am on the timeline. Okay, actually no, this is after the 20 minutes. So now we're in the finishing phase. So what you saw just before was what I got done in in 20 minutes, and it wasn't much, especially not in the garden. And now I'm taking look at it looks like at least 5 or 6 minutes just trying to get the garden, and I tweak it further on as well. Also just checking how it looks from the gallery. I had issues with the roof this time. Usually I don't have any issues with roofs, but I was having a few issues. I fixed it up, no worries. And then one of the kids' rooms, this bigger kids' room, was quite packed with items, and then I realized that the other bedrooms didn't seem as interesting, so I moved some of those items into there, and it helped make them a bit more themed as well. Like one was a more art, creative kind of room, the other one's a more science kind of room, and then I also changed the style of the main bedroom as well, which is that red bedroom, but you'll see that coming up. So here I am splitting that room up, changing the style of the main bedroom. Basically, I'm ahead of myself in the commentary. Tried to get some curtains in the main bedroom just to make it look slightly more pretty, but in the end they had to go. It was just too expensive, especially when I started adding more stuff outside. Yeah, I've added a window upstairs. Gives the illusion of a bigger property. Don't really like the idea of fooling people, but it also just adds a nice look, and I think people appreciate that. People generally realize that if there's a window in the roof, there's probably not a room there. Anyway, yeah, I like the look. And this garden, you know me, it takes me a while to get gardens right. And I fiddled around with all the different plants, moving them around into just the right space. And hopefully you like the results. It was torturous because I was over budget by quite a bit. I was up around 19,000, and then I had to really cut back. Really difficult to do. This wallpaper in the nursery was too expensive, for example, and I brought it down. That helped save some simoleons, which is always handy. But yeah, it was also interesting playtesting. Because it's a small build, it didn't take very long. And everything's working perfectly. They could get into the property and out just fine. So it's well tested. No worries there. I actually think it's quite a cute little build. And I like doing starters, but I do get frustrated with the lack of items, that you can get in with the budget. I always think, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have this? And I kind of, part of me is crying on the inside when I see how bare, starter houses can be. But it's that lack of items that drives you to get your Sims more simoleons and, go out and make some money and buy new stuff. So, I think that having that lack there prompts you to action, basically. So as you can see, I've actually remembered to put the lot traits in before I save it and upload it. Great. I really don't like not doing that. But yeah, you can see how it is now, but it changes quite a lot in the screenshots because I changed it during playtesting, and you will see the differences. But there's a TV added, and some of the rooms are moved around. Like I said, I moved some of the toys out of the main kids' room. Anyway, screenshots right now. And here's the kitchen, the dining room and entrance, and the dining room again. The TV room! Yay! With a little penguin. The main bedroom. One kid's room with a junior wizard starter set. Another kid's room with the activity table. And the nursery. And there it is for the outside. And in daytime. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll download it. And please consider subscribing. I get warm fuzzies when you subscribe. Anyhow, bye bye.